Let's record on this computer. सर्वेभ्यः सुस्वागतं. श्रूयते वा? Am I audible?
आं महोदय.
अस्तु अस्तु प्रारम्भं करिष्यामः. ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्य किल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्. वागर्थाविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्थप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ. वासुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. श्रुतस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. हरिः ओम्. नमः सर्वेभ्यः सुस्वागतम्. गतसप्ताहे त्रयः श्लोकाः दृष्टवन्तः. We saw 3 shlokas last time, and each of them it was one above the other. We went into a discussion which was very, very deep, and with each of them getting into a meaning. And we saw how much Acharya Shankara has got into the depth of the matter. When he says satsangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nischalatatvam, nischalatatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve jivan mukti. I mean, that's a very deep conversation. Okay. So what we also realized, what we also understood was that we need a little bit of preamble before we get into that mode. Before asking the question, who am I? Probably we should ask, where am I? What am I? How am I? Etc. 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 Then probably getting into that discussion may make a lot more sense. That is the sort of idea that I got. Okay, we started a discussion around who am I last time. And it was very interesting and it was very, very deep. We got a lot of ideas. A lot of us said, we don't know who we are. That was a sort of thing. And we don't know where we are, what we are, etc., etc., etc. We came to some sort of thoughts around it. Okay. What I'm going to do today is probably not just talk about, who am I? I will take a little bit of a, we have so far seen Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha. We all understand these concepts, correct? Right now, we at least can do a manana of these. If not saying I know everything, we may not be able to say we know everything, right? But at least we can say that we can at least go back and do a punaravlokanam, athva we can think through what it means, what Shama means, what Dhamma means. If you just look back at the PPT, we can look at it, right? And we are left with one samadhana. Shraddha also we understood. But what is that samadhana? Getting to that samadhana requires a lot of things to be understood in between. Okay. So what I'm going to do is sort of create some sort of a curiosity, call it a level of curiosity if you want, and see where it goes. Okay. So I'm going to throw some ideas here, throw certain things. Just take a look at them and tell me what happens when you see it. Okay. What I will do is I will share my screen. Okay, now let me hide this. Give me a minute. Where will I get this to be? Okay. Okay. Now it is clear. Okay. Everybody can see my screen? Yeah. Now I want, I have marked out certain this pointer here. This is, say, the end of Finland. I mean, this is the world map in some sense, right? This is the world map. Everybody sees this as a world map. Okay, or part of the world map. Of course, the Americas is not included. It's only the Africa onwards, this set. All right. I want to ask a very simple question. I have marked out this distance from this edge of Finland till the edge of Russia. Right. This is one. I'll call this distance x. Okay. And this is distance y. This is from, say, somewhere in Senegal, or this is Senegal. This is somewhere in Senegal or Ghana or Senegal. Not Ghana, at least it's Senegal. Yeah. Senegal till, say, Djibouti. Ethiopia. End of Ethiopia on the tip of that. Now, I want you to think very, very deeply and tell me which distance is larger. Is this distance larger or is this distance larger? Is x large? It's a very simple mathematics question. Is x a larger number or y a larger number? I mean, a lot of you are teaching your children and grandchildren probably larger, smaller, etc., ascending order, descending order. So please tell me which is a larger distance.
It looks X is a larger number, but
X is a larger number. X is a larger number.
But we have to be careful because now we are looking at the globe, right? It's a sphere. So we have to see on the top how much it will be. It might deceive by looking at like this because.
Okay. X is a larger number is one answer I have got. And
usually people say, when you look at it just like that, you might think that X is larger, but I think Y is the one which is big, which distant wise must be more.
But by looks of it, can you think of it? Why?
Sorry?
By the looks of it, does it appear this way, that way?
It doesn't look, but I think so. That's what it'll end up. I mean, I feel
it may end up as whatever it may end up.
No, the distance I think should be more when we don't look at. But as just by looking at it, we can't say that.
We can't say anything.
Okay. Because you are showing the way you are showing is you are going up north and coming, but you may not actually if you go straight line.
No, I want to go up north. Even let me not go up north. If I go from this and just go on the road.
Yeah, from end to from one point to another point. If you draw a straight line, I think it will be shorter because now if you look at the sphere. The distance, on the sphere at the top will be lesser compared to distance in the center of the sphere.
This is a plain paper on which this map is drawn. Correct? No, this is the world map. This is the world map that we are all referring to. In Atlas, you will find it. This is what you will find in Atlas.
This is 2D. Yeah. This is not a sphere. It's just flat, 2D.
See, look, this is what we are teaching children. Day in and day out, we are teaching children this, right? A 5th standard child learns this, and every day he will draw. In fact, if you give the child the map of Russia, he'll probably draw. Okay, this is where you have Leningrad. Here is where you have St. Petersburg. Then there is Moscow, and all such things he'll draw. Right, and then he will come up with something. Right. Okay. So this is one question. So technically, you're right in the sense that this is a sphere. So that it can be deceiving. So let's see what happens. So since it is deceiving, what happened to this now? Okay, one minute, hold on. Okay. I'll have to share again. Here. What happened? Okay, why do I not see this? Give me a minute. Yeah. Okay. Why am I not able to control my screen now? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Acharya, idanim asya eva golam bhavati va?
Golam bhavati, satyam. So you're right. Golam bhavati, tadartham, if you look at the distance, this is 5,400 kilometers only. Golakaram bhavati.
Yeah.
This happens to be 7,224 kilometers. Okay, how is this possible?
It's at the
Because
equator.
it's closer to the equator, distance
Yeah.
is more.
Distance is more. Okay.
Closer to the equator.
Distance is more. Correct. Some weird thing is happening on the system now. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Yeah. So this is the actual size of the world if you look at it. If you look at it, it is what is called a Mercator projection. So that map is used for navigation. That's a navigation map, and that's where it comes from. This is where the real size of the world comes from. Right. So that distance is small. I'll give you one more thing. This is the true picture of the world. I'll show you one more thing. What is this?
Planet system.
Solar system.
Solar system. Fantastic. Is this how the solar system is actually?
No.
No, they are in a different, what you can say, altitude, right?
Orbit.
No, not only that, it goes to spiral also. No, it's not on a stable circles like this.
It is not on a circle like this. It should be something like this. This is what everyone sees.
Yeah.
It can't be a plane.
No.
It'll be hitting each other. Different orbits.
Right. You can see Saturn here. And the moons and all those things. This is how it actually, this is not fully because the sun is also moving around the galaxy and all that. Okay. So I want you to reflect a little bit and think and tell me, what do you make of this sort of a thing? I mean, we know so many things. It's not like what we were taught was wrong. What we had seen so far was not wrong. Till now, this is what probably we had seen. Only when all this imagery came about, and if you go to most of the planetarium in this world, you will see that there's a plane rotating around the same plane. Most of it is like that. Correct? So I want you to now reflect and think and tell me, what does it tell us?
The illusion is a fact of life.
Illusion is a fact of life. Okay. What is illusion?
Illusion is something it looks, but it does not really exist like that. It exists differently.
It is not what it appears to be.
Yeah, okay. Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts and comments?
To make it simpler for kids.
Make it simpler for kids. No, that is not the way it is. Because if it is only about making it simpler for
wrong.
kids.
Yeah.
No, not teaching them wrong. I'll not talk about that. See, as kids, we taught them fine. But you and I also had the same thing until recently, right? It is not like we changed that. We call ourselves not being kids.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So what is that thing that we should talk about?
There's some other principle above us all which controls everything.
So I will word it different. I'll word it a little differently. There is a super principle and all. We'll get to that super principle. We'll conclude that super principle part later. First thing, we are constrained by certain things.
Yeah.
limitations.
There is a constraint.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this constraint is based at 3 different levels. One, at the level of our perception.
Mm-hmm.
That is what is our Gnanendriya. That is where we are constrained by these 5 sense organs, no?
Yeah.
That's our constraint. We cannot see something that the eyes cannot see. It is there in between that, some bandwidth of red to violet and all those things.
Yep.
Right. Similarly, our ears can hear only that between 20 hertz and 20 kilohertz.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, our vocal, okay, that's at least karmendriya. We can taste only certain things. There are only 4 or 5 tastes that can happen. As in, yeah, that's probably the only taste. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We can only smell certain this one. Right. Probably there are other animals. For instance, there are these what is that, roosters and hens which have 50,000 retina cells, which helps them see a little more. Okay. So similarly, whales can hear ultrasonic sounds. Okay. So what I'm saying is there is a constraint. First thing, we should recognize and appreciate that we have a constraint there. That is one.
Yeah.
Second thing is, having done that, we also have a constraint of the way it is processed. Eyes will see something, but that processing and the way to call something a tree, there has to be a reference called the category of everything in this will be called trees from now on, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that classification has to be there, which has come as a bias in us. That has been fed in as a bias there. Right. So that is one part of the problem. The second part of the problem is that that is the mind. That is the mind which is acting with which is saying this is what it is. Then it goes to the intelligence and says, freeze this.
Mm-hmm.
There is in computer terms, I should say RAM and ROM.
Yeah.
Random access memory, or flash memory, and then there is read-only memory, which is like, okay, freeze this. Read-only memory is freeze this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, keep it that way. And every time the mind will again go back, the flash memory will refer back to the ROM and then come back. Oh, okay, last time I saw this, the impression I should bring this back. There is a continuous learning that is happening on that front, constrained by the sensor. Now, can we say that given this constraint, maybe, just maybe, there is something which is beyond this, which is not perceived by the sense organs, and hence the mind?
Mm-hmm.
Can we say that? Is it possible?
Not just maybe, yes.
I mean, let's take it as a hypothetical state and we'll build on the case later on. We can say that it has to be something around that. If it exists, certain things may exist. Then I will ask a question. If that exists, then how do I know it exists? Why can't I conclude that these are the only things that can be perceived and there is nothing else in the world? Why can't I say that? Why can't I conclude? How do I take it for granted? How do I make sure that there is something beyond this?
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
There is.
That's a question.
So I remember one shloka they taught me last couple of weeks back in the Sanskrit class. It was a very good one. I want to bring it up here. They said, Matayo yatra gacchati tatra gacchati vanaraha, shastrani yatra gacchati tatra gacchati te naraha. So this is the only difference we have between the monkeys and us, because we have to follow some books or some shastras, right?
Okay, that is still a saying. That is not something of a proof. That is not giving you a proof. Please note. There is a difference between a proof and something that is an axiom. Okay? Right. Now, let me put this in a different way. We all understand the concept of Panchabhutas. Correct? Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Apa, Prithvi. Correct? All solid state. And then the Jala or all fluid, all liquid state. Then all the thermodynamic processes that happen, that is Agni.
Yeah.
Agni is, by the way, Agni is not fire. Please don't translate Agni as fire. That's a very, very misconceptual reading of Agni. Agni is any thermodynamic process. If you translate Agni as fire, I'll tell you why it's a problem. I'll ask you to translate Jatar Agni.
Yeah, I was coming exactly to that. I remember just the Jatar Agni when you said Agni.
If you say Jatar Agni, can you say it is fire in the belly?
No.
Is your belly on fire?
Process. No, it's a heat process.
It's an energy generating process. So all forms of thermodynamic processes are classified as Agni. Now Agni has different forms, by the way. There is Vanhi, there is Jataveda Agni, there is Jatar Agni, then that's Vaishwanara Agni. Okay, so there are different forms of it. Now, just because we have one term called fire in English does not mean we should translate it to that. That's one visible form. That is not the only form. Okay. Then there is Vayu. That is anything that is flowing, but not liquid. Flowing, but not liquid. There's a difference. Okay. Fluid, but not liquid. Then there is Akasha, space. Let us say now, I create, there is a beautiful painting hanging behind Sushila Modaya there. There is a Krishna and something. Now, the question is, would your question be, does this painting have a painter? Or would your question be, who is the painter? Which is the more sensible question on this?
Who is the painter?
Anybody who wants to ask, does this painting have a painter?
No, it has to have a painter.
It has to have a painter. So who is the painter?
Is it an obvious thing?
Yeah.
Why is it an obvious thing?
Because
without a painter, you cannot create. You need
without a painter, you cannot paint. So if there is a furniture, there is a beautiful set of, showcase behind her as well. So would you ask, is there a carpenter, or would you ask, who is the carpenter?
Who is the
carpenter?
Right. Same principle, if I were to apply above this on the Panchabhutas, we know that there are Panchabhutas. We are able to perceive these Panchabhutas. And would we ask the question, is there somebody who created this Panchabhutas, or will we say, who is creating this Panchabhutas?
Who is creating?
Anybody who wants to differ on this?
Who has created the Panchabhutas?
Yeah.
Who has created the Panchabhutas? Is that something that we all agree and ask?
Yes.
Yes. Nagaprabha Modaya Vadato.
No.
Yes.
No, something may come by itself. How can we know? By itself it is there. Nobody created. By itself it is there.
Swayambhu.
Oh, yes. Agree. Yes. That's exactly I want to come to. It came by itself. Okay. How did it come by itself then? How did that happen? How did something come by itself?
So first of all, I want to know the examples of something that
maybe some
probability. Hold on. No, Basavaraji Modaya, hold on. Let her complete.
Some probability is there because the universe is so. Yeah, the universe is so complicated that you cannot make out. There may be some probability that it happened by itself.
How? There should be some, for anything to happen by itself, there is what is called upadana karana and nimitta karana, or there should be a cause for something to happen. If you say that something has happened, let me give an example. If you say you are making wood, that means that wood had to be a tree at some point. Do you agree? Is that a true statement? Nagaprabha Modaya?
A tree?
If there is wood, can I conclude it was a tree at some point? Wood. Wood was tree at some
Because
point.
the things we have seen, because tree also have seen, wood also have seen.
That's exactly what I'm coming to. That's exactly what I'm coming to say that you have seen, but there could be things that are beyond you. There are things beyond you, beyond, or rather, let me put it, beyond perceivable you. May not be you, beyond perceivable you or perceivable me.
Yeah.
We perceive because of 4 or 5 of these indriyas.
Indriyas.
Correct?
Panchendriyas.
So beyond these 5 indriyas, there is something. Do we agree? Is that a true statement, Nagaprabhu Madhya?
Beyond 5 indriyas.
Beyond the perceivable 5 indriyas. There's something that these indriyas are unable to perceive. That is a given statement.
Yeah.
There is ultraviolet rays. Today we can prove it. It is perceived in a different way. It is not perceived by what we are able to do. Is that true? Okay. So let's take that for the time being. So which means, okay, even if it came from something, now we are trying to assess what is that something. From where it came from where these even these panchendriyas, where did these panchendriyas come from? Where did these panchabhutas come from? Where did all this originate from? Okay, that's a question. Can we all agree on this question that we want to address?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a question. Let's leave it at a question. How it came, what happened, we'll all get into it later. But we all can ask this question, how it came into being. Was there somebody who made it come into being? What was the cause? What was the effect? And how did it happen? Valid question, Nagaprabhu Madhya?
Yeah.
Let's start there. Okay. Now, having started there, let us move to a little different point. I want to get to something a little differently. I want to showcase, see, the challenge today is that we have been conditioned to think in a certain way. Okay, I only want to challenge that thinking. Okay, I'll show you some paradigms that we are currently in. In today's world, this is the paradigm we are in. Okay, there is what is called Maslow's law of hierarchy. Anybody who's heard this term?
Yeah, in management.
In management, you were taught management. You all got 5 marks. You got 5 marks out of it. Very good. Congratulations. Yes, Nagaprabhu Madhya, have you heard of it? Maslow's law of hierarchy. You have not heard it. Anybody else who's heard of Maslow's law? Okay, so I need to.
I think everyone should have Maslow's law, hierarchical needs.
Yes.
And at the top, you have self-actualization.
Absolutely. Self-actualization. Yeah. Yes, there are management students here. Wonderful. So anyway, for those of you who don't know what Maslow's law of hierarchy is, let me show it to you.
Priority of needs.
Yes. So this is basically Maslow says that, there are a set of what are called basic needs. This is basically psychological needs and safety needs. There is food, water, warmth, rest, etc. for everyone. Then there's a safety net, security, safety, etc. that we need. That is basically all of us need. We want to be secure. We don't want to get into a fight every day, get hurt and all those things. Right? So this is what he calls the basic needs. Okay. Then he says there are what are called the psychological needs. That is basically a belongingness, intimateness, love, relationships, etc. Then there are certain, and this is hierarchical, please note. That is basically only if you have a safety net can you move to this net. Okay. He says that, you can move to this net only if you have these things in place.
Yeah.
Okay. This is okay. This is right. You need a base. The base of this pyramid is right. This is strong. This has to be very strong. And then you move here. Now, this is a hierarchical system. This is the esteem needs, prestige, feelings for accomplishment, etc. You need somebody to validate things. Right? We always look for some way that somebody is validating things. Okay? If this is accomplished, let's say somebody, you have accomplished something, you're in a big position, you're in a chair, you have become something great, wonderful. That is one. Then he says you get into the self-actualization business. Achieve your full potential. I wanted to really look at this. This is a very thoughtful process that Maslow has actually put in. It's not a simple thing. Fundamentally, this is very strong. And then this comes on top of it, which means fewer people get this compared to this. And then this is very few people. Once you reach here, then, you're in an insecure position. Correct? If you're on top of the pyramid, anybody else who is coming is going to kick you out. It's like standing on top of the Mount Everest. The moment the next person comes, you have to get down. There is no way you can do anything else there. Right? It happens if you have gone on treks of 5,000 meters above altitude, things, there is hardly any oxygen. You just go there, and for the view, you just stand there, come down. It's a this one, right? It's a difficult.
And it is very hard to balance yourself when you're.
You can't balance that. Correct?
Yeah, very hard to balance.
So this is what is called Maslow's law of self-actualization. So he says at this point, you have all actualized. You have become everything. Beyond this, there is no need. There is no evolution beyond this. This is the highest point of evolution as per Maslow. Correct?
Can you explain a little more on self-actualization? What is
satisfaction?
Like, basically, you have achieved all this, whatever.
You have achieved everything. So if you go, typically, I know I have a lot of friends in the US and I have a lot of friends elsewhere as well. So the way they think about things is, say, you need to become the VP president of a given company or something. Then you need to have a good long car. I mean, a BMW, imagine a BMW 7 Series or a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or whatever. And a big house. 5 bedroom, 8 bedroom, whatever, 1 acre in US and all that. That's it. End of story. Nothing beyond.
Yeah.
And all this happens by the age of 45, 50, 55, whatever. Based on, usually if Indians who have gone there are extremely intelligent, so their progress is pretty fast. So that they reach there, others have not yet reached there. So then it becomes a point. Okay, I have achieved everything. This is what they call self-actualization. Materially, they're actualized everything. Right? Okay. Beyond that, then they start thinking, what next? Okay. So this is Maslow's hierarchy. By the way, Maslow says this is the best part. Beyond this, there is nothing that you can do. Okay. Everything ceases once you get here. What happens if somebody else comes and displaces you? No answer. All right. So this is one paradigm. By the way, this is the paradigm that we are all in some sense chasing today because our brains have been washed to follow this. There is nothing that we are doing, anything that we are doing are all related to somewhere around this. Okay. Most of the people, I teach management at some places. So even in management, this is exactly what we teach because it's the first step that is taught in all management schools. Right. So this is one paradigm. Okay. So now I want to ask, is this the paradigm that is this a sufficient? Okay, I will call this a necessary paradigm. All of us want material things. Correct? Nobody is going to here say, I don't want material things. I'm living without anything. I'm okay. And then no such business, right? This is a necessary, let's call this a necessary condition. Is there anything that we want beyond this?
Yes.
If so, what is it?
That's something we don't know.
Yeah, happiness and contentment.
To answer your question, that's something we don't know.
Peace.
Okay, Basavaraj Mahodaya says we don't know. Bhavani Mahodaya says happiness and contentment. Why
because
is this?
You still don't get happiness even once you reach that self-actualization stage. You still see something is missing. There is a deep hole. And so that's when you start getting involved in the scriptures and philosophies and spiritual path. That's when
forget spiritual path and all that. Why do you think you will not get happiness because of that?
Because of the
Because all
insect,
these are
you don't know when you are going to be pushed down.
The 1 minute.
Yeah, no, it is all still in the material plane.
It is in the material plane. Okay, Nagapura Modi, you are saying something.
Because it will not stay in the same state. It will not be stable.
Let's assume it will be stable.
Because our health condition, when we achieve that much, our health condition changes.
Let's assume your health is good. You have reached there at a good healthy state. Let's assume that you have achieved everything. You have all the things. You have a Ferrari, you have a Lamborghini, you have a 5 or 8 or a 12-bedroom house, or Bill Gates' house, or Antilla, whatever you want. Okay. And then you also have intimate relationship. You have children. You have a family. You have everything. Okay.
Then what?
No.
Then what? Yeah, you should have some purpose, right? Something to strive for.
Mrinalini Mahodaya vadatu.
परिस्थिति भिन्ना भवितुम् अर्हति. परिस्थितिनुसारं मम समीपे सर्वं वर्तते, परन्तु युद्धं भवति तर्हि सुखं कुत्र?
एकवारं let's assume that yuddham na bhavati.
No, I'm not.
Still, yeah.
Let's assume that it's a stable state. Let's assume that it is stable. You have all these things and it stays with you.
Even that insecurity feeling, you wanting some more to achieve something, because
wait, Sushila Mahodaya, wait a minute. Mrinalini Mahodaya.
Krishna did not have eternal sukh always, right? Yadukulasya adhoti abhavat eva.
Abhavat. Let's leave that. For the time being, let's assume for a dirgha kale bhavishyati iti ekavaram, let's assume. Dirgha kale bhavishyati. For a long time, you have all this. Will you be happy for that long time?
No.
No?
I want something that I don't know
be happy.
what I want.
We will be going.
Maybe I'll be
happy. Because when you have one vishaya, manaha tu itastatha brahmati. It will go.
Manaha itastatha brahmati. Okay, that is one thing. Okay.
Some other topic. Mama yatha mama vishaya sarvatra gatiprodaha bhavanti.
Gatiprodaha bhavati. Uttamam.
They will go out of Bharat is a very big thing. This is what I want to achieve. Remove all the gatirodaha.
Acha, ekavaram edam chintayamah. Tatra Lamborghini asti, Ferrari asti, Dashak Kostan Graham asti. Tatpaschat Lamborghini alam va. Kimartam vimanam na labhyate.
Yeah.
Chintam agacchati va?
Desire is a thing which can never be stopped.
No, hold on.
Once you get one is satisfied, 10 comes up.
That is one thing that can happen. Shalini Mahodaya wanted to say something.
I was just reminded of a quote by Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey once said that one must achieve whatever one has dreamt of, like the pinnacle of fame, the pinnacle of prosperity, and to realize that it is not the answer.
It is not the answer. Okay, one way of looking at it. Okay. Okay.
Once you get, you are in that. If you are so rich and everything is there, when you give it to someone, you feel satisfied.
Okay. Yeah, let us say you are doing all that. Let us say you are doing all the work of giving and doing all that. Will you be happy for the period that you have all this? Will you say this is enough and you will be happy? So one thing Mrinalini Mahodaya said, yes, once I get all this, then my thought will be, why not get more? That is one thing that can happen.
Yeah. Because happiness is time bound.
So
I will share my happiness with others.
That is okay. That is all you are doing. That's all okay. But will you continue to be happy forever from that point?
We can't be.
No, hold on.
No, it comes with its own baggage, no?
It comes with its own
baggage. You have to start dealing with that. So yeah, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. So experienced people are saying this. So I don't know.
No, only once everything is taken away from you, then you have happiness. So.
I don't know. No, we will not get to that. Nagaprabha Madhya, what do you think?
No, so many stories are there, no? In Bhagavatam, yeah. So
See,
many,
stories
it
are
takes
there.
away everything, yeah.
Madhya, the thing is, you need to validate the story.
Yeah.
They are there to give you guidance, but you need to really validate it with your own thoughts.
Yeah.
See, taking it at face value is Shraddha. Agree. But Shraddha does not say don't validate. So you need to validate that. Nagaprabha Madhya says, yes, I am having all this. What I'm going to do is, I'm not going to use it for myself, but I'm going to share it with others. Correct? Is that your thought?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you do that, you're getting some level of happiness. Now, which means you're going to get more of it and then again keep doing the same thing. Will we get bored at some point of this?
Yeah. Yeah, right.
So,
we'll have nothing to do.
The limited point that is coming out is that happiness that we are seeking is quote unquote transient. Correct. We'll be happy. As you said, I need to move to a different task to get that happiness back. So let us say somebody got a Padma Vibhushan on some day. Third day you go to him, he'll again be back. 3 days he can be at best in that elated mood that, I got the Padma Shri, I am become whatever Padma Vibhushan and I'm being recognized, everything. The 4th day you are going to be back in the same state and start doing the same work that you were doing 4 days back.
Yeah.
Is it going to come back?
No.
This is on the happiness side. Let's look at the sadness side. We can do the same analysis on the sadness side. Think about it. Let us say we've all faced somebody passing away at home and we have seen that, right? And we all felt very sad on that day. We were probably even crying. We were doing everything. Suppose we were to, I were to just, or somebody were to come and ask, can you cry exactly like that the day you were crying on that day? Can you feel exactly the same feelings that you were feeling on that day? Is that a state we can ever go back to?
No, it changes. The state of mind changes.
So, this is a transient thing, heavily dependent on time. Do we agree about it?
Yeah.
It is dependent on space, it is dependent on time. There are two dependencies. When I say space, all the Panchabhutas put together. Okay. And then it is dependent on a factor called time. It is there for some time and then it is going away. So what do we do? How does the mind react to this? First, it tries to chase something that we do not have. Sukha or dukkha, both the things. Or if something has come in and said, this is a nice state for me. I'll not define whether it's a happiness state, sadness state, or whatever. Comfortable state. Let's call it a comfortable state. Whatever is a comfortable state, if I have reached that, it'll try to hold on to the comfortable state in everything that is around. I'll try to create that same space. I'll try to go back to that thoughts. I'll go back in time to think about the same thing. Is that what we are all into?
Yeah.
Correct? So essentially, that Maslow's law of self-actualization has a challenge with this. Correct? We need to keep jumping from one to the other to retain certain things. Right? So now let me get back and start looking at once. Let me see what I have thought about. Okay. Before we get into this domain of what our Indian way of looking at it says, what I want to do is I want to take a step back and clear some misconceptions that exist about all this. Can we do that? So let me take a simple step and go here. Some basic misconceptions, fundamental misconceptions that we have gone through, and some of you have shared. I have just sort of formalized it in a slide here. That's about what I have done. Yeah. So let's see. So first thing, everybody in this world is equal. We have a misconception. Everybody is taught this. Everybody is told that everybody is equal. Each and every one is equal. Today they are saying even animals and human beings are equal. That's something very interestingly being said. And we had a discussion around a simple wokeness some days back with Shalini Mohdaya quoting something. Correct? This is a very, very big misconception. Our 5 fingers are not equal. The way I perceive a sweet given to me is not the same as the sweet that is the same sweet given to you. Probably is the same half of the same sweet that I have eaten, and the other half is eaten by you. How do we then claim that we are all equal? I'll show you the same house. One person likes it, the other person does not like it. If we were all equal, the same thing should be liked by the same people in the same way, or disliked by the same people in the same way. Right?
Yeah, that's one of the.
And everybody should be able to understand everything the same way. Everybody should be able to do the same hard work the same way, etc., etc., etc. So this is the big fundamental flaw in society today on which our whole socio-judicial and economic system is based. It's a huge flaw. Please note. Okay.
Yep.
Our system is very clearly saying, no, we are not equal. We are all unique people, unique. That's why we are different. That's why you need so many of us. Yep. Otherwise, what was the need for having so many?
Yep. That's one of the biggest the problem in the Western world when they say husband and wife are equal. No, they are not. I'm not saying one is lower, one is high, but they are not equal. When they say they're equal and they want to do everything equally, that's a wrong thing.
Bhaja, let's not get into the husband-wife thing or anything. I'll come to that point.
No. Just telling you why the problem.
Hold on. That's a very different point I want to bring here. It is not any human being, men, women. As we said the other day, look, men have a biological role, women have a biological role.
Yeah.
Right? You can't suddenly say that, men will take the biological role of a woman or woman will take a biological role of man. That will not happen.
No.
There's a limitation. There is a limitation and that needs to be accepted. That's a different path. I'm not even talking
importance.
Mohdaya, I'm not even talking about men and women. I'm talking about just any two human beings.
Everything
anything and everything. Let me ask a very simple question. How many of you paint or do some artistic work, etc., etc.?
Used to.
Nagaprabha Mohdaya, do you do anything?
Yeah.
You do. Okay. A lot of you will do certain things, right? How many times, if I were to tell you, create the same painting, create exactly the same painting, 500 of them. Would you be happy doing it?
No.
Would you? You want to create a unique piece every single time. Correct? It is true with anybody. Then, if you are saying...
It depends on your mood.
Exactly. It depends on various things.
Yeah.
Multiple things. Right? And the very same painting, even if you try to replicate, it will come out different. Right? So that is one very critical problem that we have. Anything and anything, not everything is equal. The equal business is a very misconception. Unique. Everything is unique. There is a difference. There will be a slight difference. There will be a slight change in anything and everything that you see. Okay. First point. Second thing, the base unit of a society is the individual. That is a Marxist view. Since 1850, we are following this, which says a bunch of individuals, collective individuals, go on to form a society. if this were to be true, you cannot exist. Even in the animal kingdom, this is not true. They also have a different way of forming their own societies, their own way of living, etc., etc., etc. Okay. For us, we say a family is the base unit of a society. And that's where I didn't want to take that where you say husband is equal and wife is equal. No, that is not the point. The base unit is family, and family, there is that unit itself is called a family for that reason. Each one has a different functional role to play in it. Now you define that functions. It doesn't matter. You want there are matriarchal society in our country. You want the woman to go on, please, by all means, no problem. Nobody is asking you to do, a husband, you want the husband to do all the things at home and you want to share responsibility. It's all your problem. You define that family. But please define that family structure. It's for you to define that. That liberty is given to you. Nowhere in nowhere is it mentioned that it is of course based on roles. You can define certain things and say, okay, a mother has to take care of the child. That is a non-negotiable thing. You cannot say that a father can give the same love and affection as a mother can give. That is not happening. No, sorry, that cannot happen. But over and beyond that, you decide what you want to do. That family structure is existing, but that family structure is a base unit, right? And roles are equally, there's a difference. Being equal and roles being equally distributed. I don't know how many of you know this, but at least in South India, you have this Arundhati Nakshatra being shown to a newly wedded couple.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of you know the reason behind it. How many of you know the reason behind it?
They stay together all the time. Is that the reason?
Shalini Mahodaya vadatu.
They both revolve around each other.
They both revolve around each other. Very true.
Yeah.
So there is, if you look at the Saptarshi Mandala, there is Vasishta. That is the third star. I forget the Latin Greek name for it. So that is a binary star. Vasishta and Arundhati. These are binary stars. Now I don't know how many of you know the concept of binary stars. Usually in any binary star, what happens is, if you have read physics, you'll know this. One star will start revolving around the other. The other one will be stagnant. It will become the dominant star. Most of the times, that is the way it goes on. There are many of these Betelgeuse and all these are binary stars which go around. One goes around the other. Arundhati and Vasishta are the only unique, or no, I wouldn't say unique. I don't know whether it's the only one, but yeah, at least it is one of the visible to the naked eye. Is one where both of them go around each other. Both of them have equal roles and responsibilities. Okay. That is the significance behind it. Now, of course, you have to, I mean, the hall rates are so high, the convention hall rates are so high that you have to end the wedding in 24 hours. So morning 10 o'clock, they'll go out and show you that, which is waste of time. That's I don't think that signifies anything. Probably it should be done with a little more sensible way to do it. And sometimes it is done in the month of July, August, when there is nothing around. So all these things have lost its significance because of bad understanding. I can give you one more example like this. In fact, how many of you heard of this? I'm sure all of you chant this Lalita Sahasranama, no? At least know that. One of the names is what is it? Sharat Chandra Nibhananayai Namaha. Sharat Chandra Nibhananayai Namaha. Sharat Chandra Nibhanana. That is the name. And the name is Sharat Chandra Nibhananayai Namaha. So let me just split that up. Sharat Chandra Nibha Anana. Anana is face. Correct? One who has the glowy face that is as glowing as the Sharat Chandra. Sharad, if you know, is the Ritu. It is the autumn season. October, now this current season, November, October, November, Kartik Masa and all that, Margashira, Kartika kind of time period. Okay. No, okay, just before that is the Ritu. Okay. Why that? Why Sharat Chandra Nibhanana? Why not Vasanta Chandra Nibhanana? Or why not, why not Himanta Chandra Nibhanana? We have so many, why not Varsha Chandra Nibhanana?
Maybe moon is closest to the earth at that time, and it's brightest.
Exactly. It is not closest to the earth.
It's brightest.
See, if you look at, I don't have that right now, but if you look at the phase of the moon, what happens is, everybody understands apogee and perigee. We know that we go around an elliptical orbit, no?
Yeah.
Yes.
So in an elliptical orbit, you have one part is far away and the one part is nearby. Correct? For the sun is at one focus, or for the moon, the earth is at one focus and it goes around. Now, because of the Earth's rotation, revolution around the sun, what happens is the apogee and perigee of the moon varies. Okay. So the moon gets to be very bright when it is in this Sharad Ritu at that point in time. There are 2 points it comes, but at the other time, what happens is we are in the northern hemisphere. So because of that, we cannot see. If we suppose we were to be in the southern hemisphere, we would have been saying Vasanta Jana Nibhanana. Simple. Okay. So there is a very, very deep meaning behind all these things. So please, if you can do a bit of it, you'll get it. Okay. So coming back to this family business. So the family is defined that way. That's why in any of our ritualistic things that we do anywhere, it is the wife who has to give the permission and only then the things move on. I mean, hardly anybody who has been in family life will understand how much they command at home. So let's not get into that.
Not true.
Okay. As you say, madam, I will not. I am not arguing on that. Sorry.
In a different level.
No. I am not even getting into those arguments. That's right. As you say, accept.
Soft power.
Yeah.
Accept everything that is said here. We have so many women, so accept everything that is said. So no, this one. So anyway, coming back. So the family life is supposed to be like that. At least it's supposed to be. Okay. So let's get back. So family is the base unit of a society. Society is not built by individuals. Individuals cannot build societies. Okay. Yeah. And that is the only place where your earning matters. Okay. Otherwise, there is no meaning in earning. Okay. Another thing is, you have a level of austerities, compromised lifestyle. You need to compromise on lifestyle. There is nothing in life to be done if you are going to do Vedanta. That is the third misconception that comes. How many of you believe this? If you are going to study Vedanta or if you are going to study anything, if you are going to be ritualistic, that means you are going to give up on the riches of life. Materialistically, you are going to be nothing.
There are rishis who were also family, they had families.
No, family, no, I'm not saying that.
So you don't have to take austerity, like you don't have to go to forest for achieving.
No, not forest business. All that I'm saying is you don't need to earn money. You should not be earning money if you are doing all the rituals at home. There is a misconception.
Yeah. We're supposed to do whatever we have to do at every stage of life.
So, in fact, it's a very, it's a very moronic statement to say, because if you look at the Vedas, which is 85% of all that corpus from where we derive a lot of things, nowhere is it said don't go after riches. Almost all the mantras are for the riches. Chamaka Prashna is a wonderful thing. 12 anuvakas, 12 paragraphs. And each paragraph is with 32 requirements. Chanchame, Mayashchame, Priyanjame, Nukamashchame, Kamashchame, Sau Manasashchame, Bhadranchame, Shreyashchame, Vasyashchame, Yashashchame, Bhakashchame, Dravidanchame, Yantachame, Dhartachame, Kshemashchame, Dhritashchame, Vishwanchame, Mahashchame, Samvichchame, Gnatranchame, Sushchame, Prasushchame, Siranchame, Layashchame, Rutanchame, Amritanchame, Ayakshmanchame, Namayachchame, Jeevatushchame, Dirgha Yutvanchame, Namitranchame, Abhayanchame, Suganchame, Shairanchame, Sushachame, Sudiranchame. Just one anuvaka, one part of those things. And every time I said a may, it meant give me. So you can count how many mays.
Mahoday, you must be very rich.
Huh?
You must be very rich, Mahoday.
You got everything.
You should ask for everything and gotten it.
Yeah, so you must be very rich.
I wouldn't say I'm not rich, but I would say I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm wealthy. There's a difference between having wealthy and being rich.
But then we have only the right to ask.
Yeah.
Whether we are
Okay.
getting it or not.
Namaste. I had to leave. I have a
Okay,
meeting.
That depends on the.
So that Chamaka Prashna is a good set of 332 things, 13 or 32 things that you ask for to make yourself rich. It asks for everything. Give me long life.
I should read that. Keep asking. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. By the way.
Yes, I think you should put the link for this Chamaka thing in the description or in the chat.
So
we're very interested.
So by the way, I'll tell you, anybody who's done Rudra Abhisheka or heard Rudra, immediately after that, this is chanted, by the way.
Yeah, we've heard it, but don't know what.
I've
heard it too. I've heard it too, but I mean, I don't know it was available.
Give me, but we don't know what we are asking for.
And not just that, I'll tell you, it is very thematically arranged. It is not that it is arranged in a random way. No randomizing business. It starts with give me life, give me certain things. What I just chanted, Shanchame, Mayashchame, Priyanchame, Kamashchame, it goes with saying, first give me good, make sure there are good things coming to me. I don't want bad things to come. Very clear. Then it says, give me which is lovingly given to me. Don't even give me which are not lovingly given to me.
So next
Apriyam, I don't want. Hita, and which is good, right for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Then after all these things, it says, give me money. Dravidanchame. Once it says, give me money, it says, Yantachame, Dhartachame, make me stable, make that money to be stable with me. Okay. Then it goes on to say, no, will you be fearless if you have so much money with you? It says, give me abhayanjame. Make me fearless to protect it. Once you do that, see, there are Sanskrit, that's why it's very beautiful. There's a concept of mitra. He could have asked, just give me mitras, no? Mitranchame could have been there. It didn't say mitranchame. Said, I'll tell you what it says. If you say mitra is friends, okay. Amitra is who are enemies. Let's say enemies, okay. It says, don't give me friends. Friends are those who will be coming for the sake of the money. And enemies will come to you for money, right? Give me those friends who will never be my enemies. Anamitranchame. Think of the kind of detailed research that
deep thought gone into
what is to be asked.
Mahoday, next thing is we're going to learn this.
Okay.
After we finish Bhaja Govindam.
Okay. Then, are you going to have a good sleep? How many wealthy people sleep well? I had this argument with a Dutch fellow, with a Dutch and a European, with two European fellows actually. So it was going on as to this, you people are all, that cow business and you are all into that. And then we are so great and everything. So I just got into an argument and he said, I just asked him, what do you do? How do you ask? What is it? How do you ask for money and all? Then I chanted this. This is how I ask for money. So I told him, look, you are rich. He was already rich and doing things. How many times have you had a good sleep without having to drink? So he said, no, rarely, because I need to take either a pill or I need to drink and then I get sleep. I mean, that was this argument. So I said, look, no, I don't have that problem. I ask only for that much wealth, which will give me good sleep. Shayananchame. And not just Shayananchame, Sudhiranchame. Very deep, good sleep. Ushajame. In the Usha, I should wake up with a clear head. Okay. So this is just one framework. One framework. Okay. Same way I have Ukchame. The next one goes on Ukchame. It asks for all the food items that you can ever imagine. Godumashchame, Masarashchame, Priyangavashchame, Navashchame, Shyamakashchame, Nivarashchame, Grata, Dadi. It goes on and on and on. Then it says, give me a house, give me so many other, this one. Then it says, give me Yajurveda, Rigveda, Samveda comes after that. Once you have all this. It goes on. That's the beauty of the way it is arranged. And then it says, once I have all this, I need somebody who will protect me. That's where it comes with, Indrashtame, it goes on. Agnishtama, Indrashtame, Vayushtama, Indrashtame, Vishnushtama, Indrashtame, Ashvinoshtama, Indrashtame, it goes on. Somebody will protect all these things for me. Adhipati for all this. Somebody who is taking care of all this. So we are not, it is not something that comes, it's very thoughtful way of asking for things. So deeply thought out and so deeply come up. Okay. So that is one framework that comes up there. Okay. So it's a very foolish thing to say, we live in blind austerities. Of course, you, as Nagaprabha Maurya said, you need to share, you need to do things, you need to do the right things. That's all different.
Mahodaya, the thing is, we don't want any difficulty in life.
No, that is not true.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, no. That is another thing. Yes, very, very important. See, this is where, I'll come to that. Hold on. I'll come to that. Only good things should happen to me is a very dangerous thing. We never ask for that.
Okay.
We never say only good things should happen to me in life. All that it says is, give me things that will help me sail through whatever comes with me. Jatave tase sunama masoma marati yato nidahati vedaha sanaf parshati durgani vishwa nave vasindun duritat yagnihim tam agnivarnam tapasa jvalantim vairojanim karma phaleshu jushtam durgam devi gum sharanam prapadye sutarasitarase namah agne tvam paraya navyo asman swasti bhirati durgani vishwa. It says Agne, hey Agni. That is Jadava. Durga is prayed in the form of Agni there. Okay. Paraya Navyaha. Navya is what? Take me in a boat that will take me through this samsara. Whether there is sukha, dukkha, whatever. And get it past. That is what we are asking for. There will be riches. There will be beautiful, beautiful sceneries will come when you're on that nauka. That will also come. There will be enough tide and waves also that will hit you. Both the things we want. But take me through it. We are happy to be in that boat. That is the prayer. Our prayer is very clear about it. But we want riches are not, material riches are all coming here. When it comes to material riches is a different thing. But whatever comes with that material riches, we'll take that also. That is a very different message from saying it's a very problematic thing that we are teaching children also. All good things will come. Only you should aim only for good things. Nobody is saying don't aim for good things. But then be magnanimous to accept whatever comes. Don't crib for the sake of, don't crib when you don't get what you wished for. That is a message that every Purana, every story, everything will give you. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. Then another misconception is a Vedanti or somebody who will run away from family life. Is this something we have all heard? Shalini Mahodaya mentioned this sometime as well. I also heard this in a lot of things in different places and in my own family, etc., etc. Correct, no? Somebody who is treading the path of this dharma and getting into spiritual pursuits and all will run away from a family life.
These spiritual gurus and all, they live very luxurious life.
They lead a luxurious life. I'll come to that.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. Now, I don't know which spiritual gurus you have come across, but okay, let me clarify that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Parvati Mahodaya.
What is this Anobhadra Sutta?
Anobhadra. Ano Bhadra. Kratavoyantu Vishwato Dabdaso Aparitasa Udvidaha. That is everything. Let all the right things come to me.
Okay.
Protect me. So that is a very beautiful thing. Pashye Masharada Shatam Jive Masharada Shatam Modam Ashrata Shatam. It goes on to say, you know how it says you need to live your 100th the day before you die. It says you need to live your 100th year. The previous day, you should be able to eat everything that you wish to eat. Yeah, full, sumptuously, and happily play with your grandchildren and everyone, and then go. Putra so yatra pitaro bhavanti mano atra. It says, don't cut my life before I see my children becoming my children seeing grandchildren.
Wow.
And before that, it says, I should be living in a way that I should be able to enjoy that life even on the last day before I die. Now, and it's not wishful thinking. It is. That's what our prayers are. Should we want it? Should we wish for it? Nothing wrong in wishing for it. No, at least we should have that. Okay. This comes to the Janaki Mahodaya, just what she mentioned. Sannyasis don't have any work. They lead a very luxurious life. Okay. This is a very big misconception. At least I have worked with a few sannyasis. At least I know that there are many wrong perceptions which are put out in the media and everywhere they are coming. But the people I know, they work at least 18 to 20 hours a day. I've had the fortune of very, very blessed to be fortunate enough to look at them closely at some quarters. They work at least 18 to 20 hours a day, and they will actually, you will not even figure out the amount of work they accomplish, not finish, accomplish within a given day. All CEOs, even CEOs of top companies will fail in that level of accomplishments. So much of work that goes on. You should just observe at some point. Lot of things they do. Their sadhana goes on at a different level. Their work level goes at a different level, etc., etc., etc. happens. Okay. So of course there are people. I'm not saying there are crooks are not there. There are, of course, everywhere there are. It's become a Kalushita Bhumi, and all those things are there. But to blanketly paint them with one brush is definitely not. Okay. This is another thing. This
I said they're they are working like an organization.
Yeah, they're working as an organization. Yeah, they have to. That is the way they are structured. What is wrong with them working as an organization?
Means sannyasi means you have to leave everything.
So yes, see, sannyasi means they have to leave everything. Okay. They need to sit. They say,
worldly
oh,
things.
Okay.
All the worldly things they have left. No? That is called sannyasi.
Okay. What is your understanding of their duties in this world?
Means they are totally in their own in a meditative state.
No. Look, if you are in this world, as long as I am living, I need to do something as a part of my duties. Correct? Do we all agree? There is no day I can ever be without work. Whoever I am, whatever state I am in. What is your understanding of a sannyasi's duties?
One who is not attached to the world material.
That is a different thing. Okay, not attached is one qualification. That is not work. Not being attached does not mean he is not working, no? Okay, name one sannyasi that you may not be the current this one. Name one sannyasi that you know. Anywhere. Purana, anybody.
In Purana.
Anything, anywhere you can think of. Any sannyasi. I'm talking of a sannyasi. I'm not talking of a rishi. There's a difference between rishi and a sannyasi. A rishi is someone who is like, there are so many rishis. For in Grihastha, Vasishta, Angirasa, all of them were there. They have certain set of duties. Sannyasis have a different set of duties.
And the guru is different, right?
No.
I mean, the main thing they need to do is to preserve Sanatana Dharma, and they have their own prarabdha karma to exhaust. So they have to do both.
Can we all take Vyasa Maharshi as a sannyasi?
Yeah.
Vyasa Maharshi? Vyasa. What is the kind of work that he accomplished? Yes. Right?
Yeah. Compiled all the.
It's extraordinary. Yeah.
Vedas, Puranas, Itihasas, anything and everything available today is thanks to Vyasa Maharshi. That is what is expected out of a sannyasi. Now that can be accomplished. Even Vyasa Maharshi had to have an organizational way of doing it. He did it through a Gurukula. How did he do it? He had 4 students, Vaishampayana, Paila, Sumanto, Jaimini. Right? And then he asked Ganesha to write whatever he was dictating. So he had to have a system. That ecosystem has to be created, no? Now, whether you do it through an institutional manner or an informal manner, that's up to you. There are a lot of people doing it that way. Right? I'm not saying there are no problems. I'm not saying there are no challenges in certain places. Yes, there are. But there are also people who have overcome them and doing very good work in sannyasi framework. Yes, Parvati Madhya.
Are they not getting angry while doing that? Are they not getting emotionally upset?
Oh, hold on. Okay.
That organization.
No. I need to answer. I'll answer that in a minute. Let me hear out Parvati Madhya, then I'll answer that. Yes, very important question. Huh?
No, I just wanted to know what are the. I mean, it's like she says, it's just for them to attain spirituality. Don't they have a duty towards other humans?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
That's what I said. That's what they're doing. But whereas she seems, I thought Nagaprabha Mahodaya thought that their thing is that they should be taking care of their own soul, and that's it.
Yeah, no, that is not. Yeah. That's exactly what I clarified. They have a duty to the world.
But I have a question. But doesn't that our religion doesn't teach us that? We have to take care of only our soul, our thing. Only you are responsible. You're the only one.
You are responsible for your self, but you have a larger principle of dharma that has to be protected.
Okay.
The cause of dharma has to be upheld. You have to protect your Atma by upholding dharma. After upholding dharma, there's a necessity condition and then there's a sufficient condition.
But is there anybody who can help you save yourself, realize yourself?
There are enough. You try to walk on the path. Fortunately, I've been fortunate enough to meet a few, but yes, there are. Frankly, to be honest, there are. See, I'll give a very simple example. We were trekking in the Himalayas. And we were coming back. I think it was that Chandrakani Pass or something in Himachal. And we were coming down. It's about beyond the Chandrakani Pass, it goes to the 5,000 meter height, and we were coming down. And there were about 6 or 7 of us in that group. I came a little ahead. I was down. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a person appeared with, bare body, almost bare body, just tying a loincloth. You imagine that is snowing. It's snowing. It's actually snowing at that point. And imagine somebody with that sort of this one. Okay. He just came and in pure English, he just said, "What do you have? I want to eat. What do you have?" Simple. I had nothing. I had some packet of biscuit or some such thing. I said, "Okay, I just have this." I gave it. He said, "Okay, thank you." But he made a very important statement. He said, it was just snowing. It was not very, the sun was also very much there at that time. And he said, before 2 o'clock, make sure all of you get to this point. We had to get to that point, but then we thought we'll go by 6 in the evening. He said, but make sure everyone gets there by 2 o'clock. There'll be an avalanche. He just went off after that. I have no idea where he came from, what he did, where he went. These people, the other 5 joined me, and we said, I said, we need to get back. We need to run. We need to rush. This is what they said. Yeah, you have imagined something is going on. Let's go and whatever. You have the general banter that keeps going. And then we also said, but that fear has already set in. and we were also there. So it was not very far off, so we could easily get back. So we got back. We got to that station, we got to the village, and we were there. Only next day morning did we realize that there was actually an avalanche. Yeah. So, see, this is just one small thing that I'm quoting. But there are people. It is just that, we have stopped believing certain things, that things are not there. There are many things that have happened like this. Like yesterday, Professor Mahadevan was narrating when his set of friends were going home from Chennai. His friend was sitting in the window seat. And one elderly gentleman just asked him, "Can I sit in the window seat?" They just exchanged. 3 minutes later, that man died out of accident. These things are things that are telling us there is something beyond. Okay. So the role of a sannyasi, coming back, they have a larger cause for dharma. Now, even in the case of Atma Vidya, we'll come to Atma Vidya, I'll discuss that. A guru can be a catalyst. You need to take that step for yourself. Okay, it says, you take one step, somebody else will take 10 steps for you. But that step has to still be taken by you. Okay, so that's where it comes to. Okay, can we move on? So sannyasi has a lot of work, by the way. Nagaprabhu Mahodaya, they have a lot of work. If they have taken, if sannyasa has taken them and they have not taken sannyasa, there's a huge difference. As you said, there are people who, want to run away from family life. So they have gone there and taken sannyasa and creating a ruckus in that whole place.
No, even in sannyasis, there are different categories, no? Some of them are put into society to serve the society.
Yes.
And some of them, like you said, you met them up in the hills, in the mountains, and they don't need to serve the society. They're just out there.
No. That's also a misconception.
That's not. They're not exactly in the society, but
they're not
even them
people.
Being in the mountains helps the society because
helps society. They are doing a larger cause, which we may not be aware.
Mahodaya, Jain community have different concept of this sannyasi. No, they live. They totally abandon all the material.
So even in this case, even in this case,
they will go some hard test and all. Yeah,
correct.
So they live everything.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that happens. See, Jain Munis also are living. See, they have renounced everything for themselves. Astu Mrandi Modia. Well, Kachato. Okay. There also they leave everything for themselves.
Yeah.
But wherever for society they need to take certain things, they do take it. There's a difference. Same thing happens here also. Where for the society, for the larger cause, you need to take certain things, it is there. You can personally leave everything. You may not need anything. Right? You may personally, I know a few sannyasis who actually are, they are sleeping on a nice, beautiful bed, which you think is such a wonderful thing. They are like, why am I given this? I am happier on the floor. But the people will not allow me to do that. You see, everything has its own thorns. Right? It may appear like something great. Need not be so. Ramana Maharshi was a great example. Nothing for himself, but whatever he did was for everyone else. Right? To the extent that somebody came, the doctor came, said, you need to get an operation. He said, yeah, you cut whatever you want, you do. I'll keep giving my pravachana. I'll do my work, you do your work. He cut his leg, it went. Without giving anesthesia, he was talking, he was doing his own work, he was doing his work. Evening, his students came, they saw that the Acharya was shivering. So to this one, they brought some lamp and put it under the wood where they had cut. Morning, the doctor comes and says, what the hell have you done? It is now the leg is cooked. Imagine having to go through this. So this is the kind of thing that they can take. For themselves, they may renounce everything. But wherever there is a help needed for society, they'll have to take that, no? That happens with Jain Munis also. Jain Munis do that. They go around naked. There is no this one at all. But when they need to do something, the satsanga, their dhriti comes.
Yeah, they preach a lot. They
not just preach, they do a lot of work.
Yeah.
Their sankalpa is so strong. That sankalpa itself can drive a lot of things. Okay. So, astu. Agre gamishyamaha. Okay. So, another thing that comes up is, I'll become, there is this whole statement, I am spiritual but not religious. How many of you heard that statement?
Lots.
How many of you believe that statement? Parvati Mahodaya. Okay. Anybody else? So this is the biggest misconception that, once I become something on the line of Vedanta, or I need to start trending on that line, I don't need to do anything. I don't need to do Krishna Bhajana. I don't need to do Ishta Devata. I don't need to do anything. I am okay. I am all free from this. I am only going.
No, not that way. Not that way. Neither Vedanta nor...
So
somewhere in between.
Basically, you do need to accomplish certain things, need to do those things. Okay. So that comes with this whole idea of what needs to go on. Okay. So that comes up, and these are certain misconceptions I wanted to address today. Okay. Then what else do we have? So having done this, what I will do, I'll stop here. In fact, next week, we'll see all these misconceptions. What is... We are following Acharya Shankara. Shankaracharya has very beautifully brought out these paradigms and said, there is certain things here, there are certain things there. How do we follow, and what is it? What is the path? He's just guiding. You take it, you leave it, that's your choice. But let's at least look at that paradigm. I'll bring that paradigm next week. He gives a very beautiful thing. In fact, only Bhashya in Bhagavad Gita Bhashya, he writes a preamble to the Bhashya. Nowhere is there a preamble to any Bhashya in Shankaracharya's works. Okay, there he writes a preamble, and that preamble is profound knowledge. Commonsensical profound knowledge. Okay, but very, very deep. We'll just look at 2 sentences from it. That's good enough for us. That is probably where we should start. And then we'll progress on to the Bhaja Govindam in the next class. Okay. And then we'll see some ideas on, we saw, how that leads to satsanga. What is satsanga? What do we mean by satsanga? Right. We'll see that and move forward in the next class. So I thought I'll give you this prelude because last week we thought that we had gone a little too far before addressing certain fundamentals. So I hope it was okay for everyone. Very
interesting.
Very interesting.
Shalini Mahodaya, thoughts?
Well, I've encountered all of this before, but yes, it's a pleasure to go. I think we pit our wits against. We pit our wits against whatever we encounter in Vedanta, and inevitably fail. But yeah, it's a nice thing to go over it again. Thank you.
Okay. Chitra Mahodaya, Vaktum Ichchati va? I'll come to you, Parvati Mahodaya.
Class. Now, 10 minutes.
Chitra Mahodaya.
Mahodaya, namaskaraha. And regarding that sannyasi, Gita chapter 6, it is mentioned, no? Andaranga sannyasi, Bahiranga sannyasi, and Grahastha. Yeah. So sannyasi, according to me, my knowledge, sannyasi means to spread knowledge. In that way, my understanding is.
No, sannyasi, the definition of sannyasi is, as Nagaprabhu Mahodaya said, who's left. That is, where sannyasa has taken over you. This one has deserted you. The desire for certain things has deserted you. So that can be that can be at home, that can be outside, that can be anywhere. So that is what Krishna mentions there. So that Nagaprabhu Madhya mentioned, that is right. But what is their role is something that we have to define. Yes, Parvati Madhya.
Yeah, I want to know how important are rituals, temple going and everything for us?
I'll talk exactly about that in the next class.
Next.
We'll talk. That's a very detailed answer.
Yeah,
but absolutely necessary.
You said no more there.
I'm not a temple goer, and a lot of people are
spiritual, not religious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what because a lot of people are you
Maybe
a Hindu?
when,
Why don't you go to a temple?
1 minute.
Maybe when
one of
you
you. Parvati Madhya finish, then Nagaprabhu.
Yeah, that's what they say. Are you a Hindu? I said, yes. How come you don't go to a temple? So I want to know, is it important that I go to a temple or do some rituals just because I'm a Hindu? Yeah. Okay, next class.
We'll talk about next class. Yeah. Nagaprabhu Madhya, you were saying something.
Yeah, I was telling the same what Parvati Madhya said. Most of the people, when you deeply understand, you are interested in to know the truth, to know about what is the Ishvara, what is Brahman and all this. Without knowing that, just doing for ritual purpose.
Okay.
It's not fit for everyone. It's not fitting for everyone.
Okay.
So.
Okay, I'll ask you people to do one thing before the next class. Okay. We all go to a hotel and eat, no? Almost all of us, right? Okay. Now there is something that we go to the hotel for, whatever reason. We have our own reasons, 10 reasons, maybe grandchildren, maybe children, maybe ourselves, whatever reason. Okay. There is a reason why we go there. Correct? Similarly, when you say you go or don't go, there should be a reason why you do that. Bring down that reason why you do something or why you don't do that. It could be going to a temple, it could be lighting a lamp, whatever is that. Whatever you think you should be doing, but you don't do, or whatever you think you are doing, and you are doing, bring me why you are doing it or why you are not willing to do it. Think about it and come. Then the discussion will become interesting. Shamala Mahodaya has not spoken through the evening. She's just been right. So I think we should last words from her, and we'll close for today. Shamala Mahodaya.
Mahodaya.
Mahodaya. Last words. Your thoughts.
For me, according to today's session was very good.
Okay. Okay. We'll think about this. Come up with that thought. Why you do or why you don't do. Both are possible. No? There should be a reason. So that is what we are trying to say, that, to get Atma Jnana, to realize oneself, I don't need to do this, is a very superficial answer. Right? When I can go to the hotel and eat, then I can as well do many more things. Now there is a reason. Come up with your real reason. Think about it and very deeply think about it and come up with the reason. Why you do not wish to do any particular ritual that you think you want to do. And if you are saying that I don't do, that itself is a sort of a thing that is speaking, oh, I should be doing, but I'm not doing. Right? So if it doesn't matter to you and if you're not doing it, then you won't even speak about it, right?
Matters to others that I don't go to temple.
Yeah, so just think about why you do or why you do not. Why do you go to a temple? Why do you not go to a temple? Both are important. Okay, that's Samapayamah. Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Mahimmaishaha Om Brahmanebhyo Shobhamasrantyam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshita Parjanyah Divi Sasyashalini Deshoyam Shobharitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Aputra Putrinas Santu Pautrinaha Adanat Sadanat Santu Jivantu Sharadam Shatam Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Kaschid Dukkha Bhad Bhavet Hari Om Shri Krishna Pranamastu. Okay. Now, I will not send the presentation for today also. We'll wind up this discussion and then get a summary of everything. Okay.